Shmuley is terrified of me. That's what I heard. I heard he is terrified of me. And he's hoping that I don't find him one day. 'Cause if I do, he's in some real fucking trouble. I don't know if you guys saw the incredible opportunity given to the, what was it, Icelander? Iceland? So basically what had happened was piece of shit Shmuley was in Iceland walking somewhere with his piece of shit whore daughter, and somebody saw him and was like, hey, you're Rabbi Shmuley, fuck Israel. And Shmuley just started going off, saying all this crazy shit. And the Icelandic guys were like, man, peace and love, man. We just want just love. Like they totally, it's weird, right? Because I see these things, basically these setups, and that's what I think. It looks like a setup. It looks like okay, so over the last couple weeks, there have been two of the biggest sports cards shows in the country. Every year, the National and then Fanatics Fest are these big shows. And apparently, there was a couple of instances of thievery. One was a guy with his kid. They stole a Patrick Mahomes card, $10,000 card, blah, 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 blah. Turns out that because they had cameras there, they ended up finding who the guy was, and when the guy got arrested, the dealer decided not to press charges against the guy, which just makes no sense, right? But one of the things they were saying was because of the security cameras and the flock cameras and yada yada yada, and it's like they're trying to present us with this idea. The flock cameras kept us safe, right? They seem like setups. When you know the system we're dealing with, it's not like a super far-fetched, ridiculous thing to think of a setup happening. It's just what they do. So this latest thing with Shmuley, actually the last couple things that happened with Shmuley, like there's the initial interaction, and then Shmuley starts going all crazy, and the guy that he's interacting with sort of backs down. And Shmuley ends up and he ends up running his mouth and looking all like a nutbag, but the guy backs down. And I just can't imagine how much, what? Huh? No, you don't just get to decide that. You just decide that you want it, and that's. I even asked him to pay. You just decide that you want it. You just decide that you want it, so he should get off. Maybe if you said, hey, can I have it in like a half hour? That would be cool. That's
exactly what I've been saying.
Okay, well then you got to set that up, dude. And you got to work with him. If he says, hey, I want to play, give me a half hour or whatever, you got to work it out, man.
I said I'd pay him a penny.
Oh, well, why didn't you take that, Nick?
Yeah, exactly.
You know we are part fryer, right?
He said he'd do it for 2 pennies, and I'm not stupid.
I know. So, Rathbone's video. Rathbone gives me a lot of my information. Crambone.
Every time you say that, that's what I think of. I get it.
So this is an interesting. So we're just gonna watch this. So basically, the kid that had the interaction with Shmuley ends up being interviewed on the Piers Morgan show, with Piers as the moderator between him and Shmuley. And of course it breaks down into chaos, but can you imagine if I was given that opportunity? Oh my fucking God, would that... It would just be insane. So watch what happens. Watch how this...
Even know where to start.
Working 24/7.
Oh, it would be just... It would just be wonderful. It would just be wonderful. Like... It would be chaos.
Rush to sue the other driver
The
after a
the
car
amount
accident.
of
There may be a much
like
smarter way to
bullying and
get
shit
paid
that
a
he
much
does, I would
more-
just
This is kind of
light him
interesting.
up.
I saw that this guy, this Icelander, that was attacked by rabid Rabbi Shmuley in Iceland
Yeah, this...
and accused of anti-Semitism while he and his girlfriend walked down the street, just, trying to enjoy a nice walk together. They're accosted. Well, we saw that clip. It went viral. And Piers Morgan actually got this guy and Rabbi Shmuley to debate on his show.
The whole thing. This is my country. Welcome to my country. This is the face of hatred.
It's the face of hate. Anti-Semitism. I would just, like...
Rabbi Shmuley.
The first thing I would say was, okay, so anti-Semitism is like, I'm proud of that shit. I am proud to oppose policy and predisposition favorable to Jews. That's what it means. That's what we're talking about. Like, if you're going to use it, if you're going to say the word, then let's use it correctly. And of course, again, I'm proud of it. You know how much I hate Shmuley? Yes. You'd be amazing. It would be a dream for me if you could debate Shmuley. Yeah, it would be. It would be just amazing.
Accused you of hating Jews and being anti-Semitic.
And the thing is, again, every single time you see one of these, the person's going to go, no, I'm not anti-Semitic, or I'm not anti-Semitism. He never knows what to say. He doesn't say, well, actually, Piers, the Jews are the anti-Semitic ones. They're the ones killing the Palestinians, the Syrians, the Iranians, the Lebanese. These are all the Semitic people, right? So the Jews are the anti-Semitic ones. And if you said that he's accusing you of hating Jews, I'd say, yeah, why am I not allowed to? Can you explain to me why I'm not allowed to? What they do is awful. Their cult, religion cult, you call it what you want to, their cult is just horrendous. It's horrendous what they do to their own children, let alone how they treat the rest of the world. I don't shy away from hating them. Yeah, I hate them. And I don't, the thing is, any of them can say, oh no, you know what, I am no longer affiliated with that pedophile nastiness, and I'll welcome them with open arms. It's not like I hate them for being, from the thing that they're from. It's that they practice what they practice.
Particularly about that charge. It's complete nonsense, and it's a cheap shot he would take.
See, that's what I mean. They always back down.
I don't know why you had to go there. Like, he could have said I was rude or a whole plethora of things, but I guess he wanted to take a...
Gotta play the anti-Semite card like it's, I don't know, 1946.
But it's not a bad thing to be that's the thing. You never ever see anybody say shit like that. It's not a bad thing to oppose a bad thing. I am anti this awful, awful thing. Israel didn't do it. They did it. In 1948, Israel didn't establish itself. They control the United States and Britain and the British, and they used us to do it. But this is a nightmare, and it goes back to the first Aliyah, and it goes back to auto emancipation, and it's way past the Balfour Declaration and shit. It goes way earlier than that. The World Zionist Conference in 1894. This shit is insane. And of course, when you see this presented to you, especially since he looks like the good guy, Shmuley he looks like the good guy for sort of not knowing what to say and for backing down. This is what people need to know, not just Zionism. Right, it's not Zionism. Zionism is a form of Judaism. It's just like it's the bad guy version that they give us. They say, okay, It's just a trick.
the belt shot. And he even accuses me in the post, in the caption, in the video itself, of me saying these things, and it's categorically false.
Yeah, it's actually slander. This Icelander was a victim of slander, and he could sue.
The whole event was recorded. It's like he says I said fuck Jews. He says I put my arm around him. I never touched him in the video. He multiple times tried to walk into me, on the while trying to chase my girlfriend up and down the street.
And see, if he tried to do that, like especially if I'm filming it and he goes and he bumps into me, I'm laying him the fuck out. The fuck do I care? He was trying to assault me. Just because he's themish doesn't mean he's above the law.
I know of him before this event. I knew who this guy was. Obviously, that's
How could you not?
why I wanted to talk to him. I know he's
He
provocative.
goes around, he's trying to farm shock content, going around antagonizing well-meaning people who oppose the genocide, and then straw-manning them and slandering
See, this is
them.
what I mean. The genocide is not the main problem. It's the world big, it's the one they tell us to focus on. Nobody is trying to, like, keep you from knowing about the genocide. It's not a secret anymore. Prior to October 7th and that bullshit, and trust me, Shmuley's going to bring it up. But prior to that, you weren't even supposed to talk about the genocide. But they had to do something because metzitzia and Mishnah Nada and soul correction, these things were coming to the forefront. So they needed something to distract. And that's what the genocide becomes. And again, he's going to bring up October 7th. And the first thing I would say again is, look, dude, I've looked. I've extensively looked. There is not one credible, indisputable, undeniable piece of evidence that shows anything bad happening to Jewish people on October 7th. There are some, some scenes. There are some things that infer some shit. There are some things that suggest that some more things happen, but there's nothing that actually shows it.
Calling them anti-Semites.
Evangelical with these
This
things,
is where these
and he has
influencers
no
stop.
problem,
Exactly. Every time.
Being libelous or no matter the consequences, he has no problem being dishonest, and I don't like that.
Going over to an American Jewish citizen in the middle of the street and
Look
harassing
eyes are closed.
them feel very unsafe and attacking them with air alone and don't know and saying F Israel to your face, that is anti-Semitism.
Oh my goodness.
He's right. See, that's just it. He's right. It is anti-Semitism. The trick is is getting people to deny what they're doing, the correct thing. It is. What he's saying, if he's saying fuck Israel, well, that goes against policy and predisposition favorable to Jews. Proudly. You should be proud. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Fuck Israel is me saying, no, I do not believe that policy, the rules and regulations, and predisposition, my genetic programming, if my mom's family all has cancer, even if I don't smoke or drink or anything, I still have a high chance of getting cancer because of my predisposition. I am absolutely 100% truly opposed to that idea that my policy and my predisposition should be favorable to them. And when he claims that, oh, that's anti-Semitism, imagine if the kid was like, no, Pierce, he's right, it is. It is anti-Semitism, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to oppose supremacy. Policy and predisposition favorable to you is supremacy. And I am opposed to that with anybody. Anybody says that shit, I'm opposed to it. So that crying, oh, that's you're right, it is. Now what? Again, why shouldn't I be opposed to that? Why should I support you? Why should I pay for you? Why should I like you? Why should I tolerate you? Give me some reason. Are you going to pull out the Jesus? I don't give a fuck about some dumb fucking Jewish character. Jesus was a Jewish guy. What the fuck do I care what some fake bullshit story says? It's fake. It's dumb. just like Exodus, just like the Talmud, just like all of it. And as soon as we start talking about that, I'm gonna go, yeah, Mishnah Nada. Tell me about Mishnah Nada. Fucking Shmuley, you piece of shit.
Israel, that is anti-Semitic. No, it's not.
Yes, it
Everybody
is.
believes that. You idiot.
Pure and simple.
No, it's
and if
not.
you're a
See?
British man, if they walk over and say, if they say to you, here's Churchill killed a million.
Look at his eyes closed.
Let me stop you
The
there.
fact that he keeps getting acknowledged, the fact that peers keep saying Rabbi Shmuley, Rabbi Shmuley, why are you acknowledging his rabbi status? He's that I don't give a fuck. When I'm talking to a doctor, I don't say Dr. Smith, Dr. Smith, Dr. Smith. I'm gonna talk to him.
Maybe you should.
Engineer John, Garbage Man Phil, Garbage Man Phil, Garbage Man Phil. Listen. This is really what the people need to hear. This is why they censor you right here. Nobody else will go this deep because they're controlled. See, this is where I talk to Mary about this all the time. How, like, I know Mary doesn't owe me shit. Mary doesn't even know me. I don't know Mary. We're hundreds of miles apart. Mary has no incentive or you know well, incentive is a good word. She has no incentive to sit here and tell me these things. And okay, so Mary says that. I actually agree. So tell me how that's not the case. Tell me what Mary's wrong about, what I'm wrong about. Right? Like the insecurities that we're all programmed with, they prevent me from being able to just openly accept that and sound like a dickhead by saying it, right? I'm so great that they're scared of me. That they prevent you from hearing me because they know the average chat, the average assault, the average, act.il attack isn't going to work. And they know that if anybody were to see this feed, they would go, holy shit, this guy's kind of right. Over the next few days, they'd be thinking about, well, anti-Semitism. They'd look, it would spread. But if Mary's, if Mary's wrong, if I'm wrong, 2,700 subscribers. I have 3 people watching and 1 like. All the people that subscribe to my feed, they're getting the notification that I'm live and they're just like, fuck it.
It was harassing. It was. I'm disappointed.
Excuse me, I'm a Jew
Excuse
and
me.
I have an opinion.
Let me speak. I need to speak.
I really am.
Wait a minute. Can you?
He's Rabbi Shmuley, like he's just on a disappointment tour. He's just so disappointed in the world.
What? I didn't even know this was an option. Zapdo shiny?
Tour. He's just so disappointed in the world.
And look, if you look at his comment section, it's nothing like my comment section.
F Israel is not a criticism. F Israel is an attack on Jews. Saying I'm a dual citizen.
F Israel is an attack on Jews. Again, so what? Why is that never said? Why are they above reproach? Like, this is the part that's so fucked up. This is actually so much more detrimental to the cause, Angela.
The Holocaust?
This is more detrimental to us than you think. On the surface, it looks good, right? Shmuley looks like a dumbass. But he keeps getting his press. He keeps getting his way. And all of the same little fucking tropes and all this bullshit, it doesn't, Let's see, what are the comments that I can read right now? Holy victim, LOL, crybaby, something else. Let him talk, it's not helping. So unsafe, followed him. Oh, so unsafe, he followed him around, sigh. Target, laughing. Like, again, none of these comments are the dumb shit I get.
Please. No, it's not an attack on you. Don't grave. I don't even. No, it's not an attack on you.
The Icelander is So based.
What's he
That's
saying?
based. No, it's not an attack on Jews. His own grave. I don't even. No, it's not an attack on Jews.
He's digging his own
The
grave.
Icelander is so based.
No, you accused him of being a Jew hater and of being anti-Semitic. Nothing I've seen in these videos.
Because he came over and locked in
either
and
hates
Look at him
Jews
close his
or
eyes.
anti-Semitic.
And it happened 40 times while we're here. And the
He
reason
doesn't
I'm
like
here
you.
is because I love
He
this
doesn't-
country.
Fine.
You can reserve the right to hate your stinking guts.
Then let him walk
Fine.
over and say, can
All
I
right,
say
stop
respectfully?
talking.
Honestly, he can.
Then let him
reserve
walk
the right
over
to
and say, "Can I
anti-Semitic too. It's not
respectfully
illegal.
shut the
I
fuck
don't like you.
Yet. I mean, the word doesn't even really mean anything for so many
It
reasons
does.
we could go into, which
It
we have
does.
gone into ad nauseum. I won't repeat myself.
Why?
But it's such. Here's another clip. Brace yourselves. I don't know if we're gonna make it through this because it's a Rabbi Shmuley clip.
You have accused Samuel of being anti-Semitic and of hating Jews. Nothing that he has said, either in those video clips or here on this program, says that he is anti-Semitic or hates Jews. He just opposes what Israel has been doing in Gaza.
You're kidding, right?
Look at him
You're
licking
kidding.
his lips.
Which is
By the
what?
way,
Which is what? Wait, 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 wait.
Two-thirds
Which is
of
what?
wait
Which
a
is
minute.
what?
Two-thirds of your own country, the United States, now have a negative
Come on, Piers, wrangle that Jew.
view of what Israel, the state of Israel, has been doing in Gaza. His opinion is not an outlier. You know that Israel's popularity around the world has been plummeting because of the actions of Benjamin Netanyahu and his government. So the idea that because somebody criticizes Israel or the Israeli government,
Like,
they are
it's the most sensible, logical position to espouse. And, like, in common sense will understand that what Piers Morgan says is pretty basic, you know? But the fact that he fights this.
But see, again, we're still under this impression, the whole backbone of this whole thing is that you're not allowed to hate them. You're not allowed to have anti-Semitism. You know, and it's interesting that they keep throwing these words around incorrectly. I would absolutely correct Piers and say, dude, you got to stop using this shit wrong. Anti-Semitic is completely different than anti-Semitism. The whole Semitic argument is an important one in this context. It's incorrectly, and it's fucking irritating. But you would never, ever, ever. You know, I could find Shmuley and roast the fuck out of him, and the clip could go viral and all that. Nobody would give me a platform.
Basic premise so resolutely. It lets you know that you're not really talking to a person who is employing reason or basic logic. He's a fucking, political stooge.
At the end of the day, their thing has to do with like Sky Daddy bullshit, right? Again, it's not like there's some realistic, real reason why they're God's chosen people and all these other crazy bullshit things. And that foundation never gets challenged.
For the state of Israel. And I said this to you yesterday, but I always find it very ironic that Rabbi Shmuley is such a devout Zionist as he simultaneously
Kicked off 3 times.
embodies all of
Never get kicked off other
Jewish
people's feet.
stereotypes that Zionists were trying to destroy.
He's right here.
Creation of the Ubermensch, or the super Jew. They wanted the Jew to be ferocious. They didn't want him to be this whiny, weasel, sniveling, hand-rubbing,
true.
weak poison, like Rabbi Shmuley is.
Dramatically Jew haters or anti-Semitic, as you have tried to frame this, is outrageous and completely wrong. He is not, from anything I've heard.
It's completely wrong. How dare you categorize him as somebody who is anti-Semitic and hates Jews? How dare you? Do you know what that would mean? If you're saying that, do you know what that would say about this man? He would be a monster. If he hated Jews, he would be a monster. That's what's happening here.
Anti-Semitic or anti-Jewish. So why say that?
May I respond?
May I respond? May I respond?
After
nothing
Israel.
but respond.
Oh, no, excuse me.
You've done nothing
You
but
asked me why I
respond.
came to Iceland. I love
Look
this
at him
country.
closing his eyes.
Its external beauty is unmatched.
It's so
It should be
uncomfortable.
actually reflected with an internal beauty. Are you?
That's right. The external, the land is really great. Rabbi Shmuley's been going across Iceland speculating on the future value of the land in Iceland, rubbing his hands from the cold, and thinking, I think we could get some good appraisers out here. Maybe if we, I don't know.
You see, see all this shit? All that stereotypical shit? You never hear me talk about that shit, do you? I'm never going down a hand rubbing and the nose and all that shit. It's there, but that's too easy. Exactly. Wife just said it. It's too easy. It's too easy to just point out that obvious. And those kinds of things don't actually hurt anyone. What I care about is what's happening to the children. And then subsequently, I always say the genocide is the distraction, because it is. It's still, the reason why it's such a great distraction is because it's atrocious. A distraction can't work unless it's true, unless it touches on, real feelings, real emotions. Like this is we're being manipulated by this. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I say something?
Down here, we could reappropriate the land because it's got such external beauty, but the people here, there's no internal beauty with the people. I think I see where Rabbi Shmuley's going with this.
Stop calling him Rabbi Shmuley.
Iceland.
Are you aware, Pierce, that
Look at him.
Iceland from 2016 had an Israeli first lady named Dorit Messiah, who was more popular even than her husband, the president. This country wants love Jews, even though they only allowed 8 Jews in during the entire Holocaust.
Good on this guy, this Icelander. He's like just walking down the street. He's like, oh, that's Rabbi Shmuley. He's like, hey, Rabbi, fuck Israel. And hilarity ensues, and then all of a sudden he's on Piers Morgan's show.
Why are people getting the boot off my feet?
It's like they make heroes out of these people, like the people's heroes. I'm thinking about the Burger King clip where the Jew walks into Burger King, and because he's being an obnoxious Israeli, one of the workers says "Free Palestine," and he gets fired. But because the clip goes viral,
got fired.
she gets. She must have close to 200,000 raised from crowdsourcing funds. They're just helping out these anti-Semites. I don't get it. Why would you do that?
I've never been booted before this.
What's it got to do with Jews?
Wait a second.
What's that
got to do with Jews? Everything.
So, Guy, what you're saying is fake friars are unaliving the real friars with other countries' fearless men?
Yes.
Was that what I said?
Totally.
Oh, okay. Because I still don't know what that means. But if you're saying that's what I said, then I trust you.
It's totally what you said.
What? I don't think I minced my words. I think I'm pretty fucking articulate. And I can, I can get my point across pretty well. I try not to mince my words. I do know I have to use certain words to, because I can't talk like these guys can. I can't talk like Rathbone can. I can't talk like Corey Catdad or Stu Peter, or any of these fucking guys. I can't talk like that. I have to be very careful in how I present myself.
Appears because everything, all roads lead back to the Jews.
Wait a second.
Wait a second. You're not letting me talk.
Israel accusing Israel, the only Jewish state in the world, of a genocide.
Okay. First of all, it's not. And Rathbone pushes this all the time. It is not the only Jewish state in the world. And why do we keep calling it the Jewish state? I'm really confused about that. It sounds like it's the 51st United States, so we call it the Jewish state. It's a country. If you were the owner of an establishment, would you go around telling people you're a manager? Oh, I'm the manager. No, you'd be like, I'm the owner.
Hell own this bitch.
Right. If you're the country, you say I'm a country. I'm not a fucking state. I'm a country. I have states inside of me. But, you know, the Jewish Autonomous Oblast was established in 36. Or, no, 28. Sorry. 28. It was first presented and then officially recognized, and I think in 36 or something. But it seems like the Russians basically saw what they were doing, what they were, you know, their whole plan of action with the fake, you know, hologram, and said, all right, if you really are just looking for a place of your own, you really are looking for safety. It's not about committing genocide. It's not about taking somebody else's shit. Here you go. Here's a land that's 3 times the size of Israel. It's beautiful here. You're not going to be allergic to everything because it's more like the climate you're from. It's a nice, cool, you know, mild climate. Mountains, beautiful mountains and trees, and it's beautiful. Not surrounded by all the different Muslim countries that hate you. No, you'd be fine right there. Bro, do you ever get off YouTube and stop whining? I go to work. You're live, I come home. You're live, I come home. You're live. Oh, I go to work, you're live, I come home, you're live. Well, at least you're watching. At least you're watching. No, I never get off YouTube. Even though this video says it's 31 minutes long, it's because it's actually, it reset. It flipped over. Right? It was actually 24 hours, so it just reset, and this is the first half hour of it. What I understand from your chat, you're saying that the world is being taken to the cleaner by tyrants and having people from other nations doing their dirty work. I guess. I'm saying the world is not being taken to the... No, it's been fucked up. What's happening is they're losing their control. They're losing that ultimate, all we have to do is say stop it and we'll stop. They give us the mom look and we stop. They're losing their control, which is what you're seeing happen now.
Excuse me, I'd like to wager. I'll
What's
see
up,
your
man?
only Jewish state, and I'll wager you Florida and New York, California as well, and a lot of other places too.
They very
When this country this past Sunday marched for LGBTQ rights, where
He really is, Lolo. Look at him. Yeah, I know you can't see it because I'm blocking it, but I'll minimize the screen. He's just like, whatever, dude. He's just chilling.
Hamas takes gay men.
Like he could literally say nothing and he'll win the argument. Do nothing and win.
You notice how Shmuley
Where Hamas takes
is just talking about as many different topics as he can? He's not actually addressing anything that's being... He just keeps changing the subject.
Teenage girls and has their brothers kill them for having a...
Here we go, atrocity propaganda. Here he goes. Appeal to emotion, appeal to atrocity propaganda.
Wasn't by coincidence that you went in.
Also, everything that he's saying is a lie. We all know that. He's talking about October 7th.
Where Hamas has not had... Hamas has not had...
Look, he can't even get it out. He's terrible. He's terrible at this. He's like, I know.
Eyes closed.
Shit,
Excuse me, where Hamas has not had elections 2006, where Mahmoud Abbas himself, the head of the Palestinians, is afraid.
yeah, they haven't had elections since 2006, which means that all the children you're killing in Gaza weren't even born and had no decision making in electing Hamas, but you're still holding the... It's called collective punishment, Rabbi Shmuley, and that's a war crime. Get over it.
Is afraid to go to Gaza, and it's not been there since 2006 because the Palestinians would be killed. You want Jews to die without defense. Now,
This is what it always...
What's happening... It's about to end anyway. What's happening is exactly how the distraction works, right? Because of the way things are set up, they seemingly, like, you start talking about Israel and he can go off on all these different little tangents, and Hamas did this and yada yada yada, blah, blah, all these different things, and it can, devolve into chaos. But if I'm going, look, I understand the genocide is a horrible thing, right? But there's a cause of the genocide, and we need to understand how you can have so many millions of people that live off of genocide and they're comfortable with it. They don't feel bad about it. They just, if I don't steal your house, somebody else will. That sort of mentality. How do you get that? How do you get a Shmuley that walks around so entitled and just micro penis and everything, just fucking acting like he's the big dick? How do you get these Naomi Elkins situations where it's an obvious cover up? How do you get the Bottom of Darkness article that gets printed in it, and they talk about how the countless examples of this, countless victims telling the exact same story, telling you the same rabbis involved in the same, multiple people that don't know each other tell the story with the same rabbi being there. That the men who commit these atrocities are consistently, singing the same songs. They're just intuiting. Is that the word, intuiting? What is it? Having the intuition? I don't know. Intuiting sounds wrong. But the way that it's presented is that it's not something that's taught. It's just they all just have these strange intuitions that revolve around the same scripture, the same songs, the same words, the same actions, the same fucking abuses, the same this, the same that. But it's all just intuition. There's not a coordinated effort or anything. And then all of the communities all just shut the fuck up. They don't say anything. They all say it's a lie, or it's an exaggeration, or it's a whatever. The rituals are the soul correction ritual, where they stand around in a big circle outside naked, reading psalms and singing songs and scripture and all that, while the kids are in a center circle naked, singing, waiting for the grapes, and then the grape comes. This is happening every 2 weeks in Israel, according to the Bottom of Darkness article. Not me. Israel Hayom, Sheldon Adelson's Israel Hayom, Israel's #1 free fucking daily paper. April 23rd, 2025, put that article out. Mary got booted twice. Keep deleting my comments when I refresh, even after waiting. So obviously, not on TV or social media, at least. Isn't it interesting how my people are talking about how they're having trouble on the feet? I've been through a lot of trauma. What the fuck? We've all been through a lot of trauma. None of you are special. You just got kicked off again. Look at this shit. Look at this dumb shit that comes my way. Like, it's weird. Obviously, me exposing them for what they are affects them. It really does affect them, for them to not just respond, but try to use it back against me. Obviously, I'm breaking through their defenses and upsetting them by pointing their shit out. Oh yeah, you're talking about metzitzia b'pei, and you're talking about child rape and all that. You stay away from children. What? The fuck you talking about, dumbass? That's the best you can do? I'm a pervert. Yes, I'm a pervert because I think we should end pedophilia. That makes sense, doesn't it? That makes sense. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, the channel that joined 2 weeks ago and has 1 subscriber. Oh, well, that's probably a real person then, right? Definitely not act.il or Team Jorge or anything. Yep. This is the wall, guy. They don't want us knowing. Exactly. This is the fucking wall. No, Luke knows I'm right. Luke knows I'm right. He is desperately flailing around, punching at whatever he can punch at. Because there's, he's like, this guy's right. This guy's based. He's fucking exposing our shit. Right? And imagine if instead of having all of his pre-planned, the Hamas and the April and August 7th and yada yada, all this other bullshit, how would he respond to Mishnah Nada questions? How would he respond to the goy who knows the shit I'm not supposed to know? Eight viewers, 3 likes. I'm delusional as fuck. Yup. That's why you're still watching me. You literally said, before I go to work, I watch you. And then when I get off work, I'm watching you. And I'm begging for your attention. Yep, I'm delusional here. No, what I wouldn't give to have that back and forth with Shmuley. I would love to watch his little micro penis face fucking explode. What would he say? How would he even begin to defend it? We've seen it a ton of times on here. They just can't. I would imagine Shmuley would get mad. I think they automatically boot individuals intentionally. Of course. If the Jews are so powerful and you're exposing them so bad, how are you still alive? Because they use me as an opportunity to stay ahead of the curve. Everything I talk about, I'm talking about it before a couple weeks, months before everybody else is. They want to keep an eye on it. It's better to keep an eye on the enemy than to shut it off completely. But to throttle me and hopefully frustrate me and hopefully frustrate you guys and make you quit on me, they're going to keep kicking you off. You know what? No. You're right. There's nothing weird going on here. My feed works like nobody else's feed just cause. Right? My numbers are what they are just cause. There's nothing weird going on here at all. 2,700 subscribers, 6 viewers, 3 likes, no big thing. The fact that there are multiple Jewish people on my feed, for every one of them that would be here, that would mean I would have to have between 500 and 550 viewers just to match the organic numbers. 0.183% of the world's population. Every one that would be here, I would have to have 500 to 550 of them here, regular people watching, just to balance that out. But instead, I get multiple of these crazy guys who are so mad at me because I think we should kill pedophiles. Seems weird that you would spend so much. Is this so? If as soon as I'm done, do you go find somebody else talking about killing pedos and then try to get them to be quiet too? Is that your thing? You just like finding people who talk about pedos and try to troll them? That's your thing? You don't invest into your feed like others do. Yup, you're right. How do you seem to know? Why, you sure seem to know a lot about me for someone who doesn't watch or anything. 6 years ago, 7 subscribers. You sure do watch a lot, apparently, since you know all about me. They are no Jews. They just disagree with you. So you disagree with me about killing pedos? Is that it? What part are you disagreeing with? Caught Vax too. I liked it. Awesome. Yeah, check them all out, man. They're good stuffs. Share them. Like them. Earlier, about the discoveries under the pyramid in 2019. They don't talk about it anymore. You're starting to respond. Yeah, because it doesn't matter. Well, it was an interesting thing. So the thing I saw, I'm gonna find it because it's really cool to watch actually. So. Under pyramids. I already looked it up. Gotta find the video that announced it. Because this was like one of the first videos that was talking about it when it happened. Come on, there it is. Okay, so this was right after it was announced. You got me. I gotta admit, you got me on this. But it's a short video, so I don't mind.
Turning to a story that is making headlines around the world, an unprecedented, albeit controversial, new discovery.
I'm telling you now, this interview, this 5-minute interview, is going to prove my point. Okay? First of all, well.
Mystery back millennia, many millennia. Italian and Scottish researchers, mainly from the University of Pisa, conducted advanced high-frequency radar mapping under Egypt's famous pyramids. They claim to have discovered wells, caverns, and shafts that are more than 2,000 feet underground. If accurate, it changes the face of history as we know it. Here to talk more about it is Dr. Galit Ben Tovel, an Egyptologist and author of the book, The Messiah Code. Hi, Galit. Hi.
So, the person that they're going to interview is a Jewish lady. Huh. Maybe she has, like, her credentials are so high, she's going to have all the information. That's why they happen to pick this Jewish lady to do this, right? Remember, this is happening as Israel is doing some really horrible shit. I can't remember what specific attack on like a hospital or something that was going down, but that's what was happening when this interview was happening. So they happen to interview this Jewish lady. Let's hear what she has to say.
It's great to be here. So this is very exciting. We've done a lot of stories in the past, about Egypt, but this is something that you couldn't really make.
You couldn't make this up.
It's an interesting scientific study, yet it is controversial. So explain what they discovered and why it's controversial.
Okay. So what they discovered, basically, they sent some pictures coming from the satellite from space, looking at the surface underground, the main pyramid of Giza, the pyramid of...
They sent, because she sounds like she's the fucking authority, right? They sent some pictures coming from the space and the satellite, and it structure, like, this is an idiot, right? This is a fucking idiot. But this is who they pick.
King of Pharaoh Khufu. Now, we know back till now that this pyramid, was dated to 2600 BC.
We know that for sure.
And what the archaeologists wanted to discover is we have something beneath the soil, beneath the ground of this pyramid. So with a technology that I cannot explain because I'm not specializing in this kind of technology, they managed to get...
With a technology that I can't explain because I don't specialize in this kind of technology. So why the fuck are you the person being interviewed? If you don't specialize in this, if you're just some random Egyptologist, why are you the expert that they brought on? The thing you're supposed to be here to talk about, the images that they found from underneath the pyramid, you don't know that technology? You really couldn't make this shit up, right?
Some data from the infrastructure that is beneath the soil, beneath the ground. And what they discover...
Oh, look. Justin happens to also be an expert on this stuff, too. What a coincidence. Ugh.
Is if you want
and it's wrong.
Hallways.
Listen how stupid she sounds.
Managed to get some data from the infrastructure that is beneath the soil, beneath
I don't know
the ground.
how.
And what they discover is if you want spiral hallways, I don't know how many of them.
I don't know.
But
I,
it could
I
lead
don't know.
maybe to an hypothesis, a thesis that maybe we have there an ancient technology.
Wow. Well, people have said this for years that the Egyptians, knew something. I mean, we know that the pyramids are said to be aiming toward the Orion belt. So, we know that they had things that that predated modern man. So, with that, how did they explain it? Because
I love that. Did you hear what she said? We knew that the Egyptians had things that predated modern man.
Maybe there was some prior arrangement, but we never spent, so the rest not changed.
We know that the Egyptians had things that predated modern man. This is the scientific explanation being given to us right now. Because the Egyptians had things that predated modern man. Yeah, no shit. Everything from before today predated modern man.
knew something. I mean, we know that the pyramids are said to be aiming toward the Orion belt. So, we know that they had things that that predated modern man. So, with that, how did they explain it? Because they've made AI, they've made renderings, and you're seeing cylinders in Q. It looks like a battery or a generator or some kind of solar energy.
Like an ancient generator, but we have to say that they reconstructed from the data that they collected from the photographs that they had from the satellite
Two
from
women.
space. So the reconstruction with a 3D model with AI and all the newest technology that we have, it doesn't mean that
She
this is
doesn't know
exactly
how.
what they saw.
She doesn't
It
know.
means that the AI, the intelligence, reconstructed, okay, what they think they saw, okay, beneath the soil.
Okay,
But I have to say
okay.
that the pyramid and the mystery of the pyramid, why they were built, some scholars will say that they were meant to be for tombs, the tombs of the
No
first
evidence.
pharaohs. But many years, I think, for the last years, people are starting to doubt that. Whether it was really the purpose of tomb, or maybe the tomb was maybe a secondary use,
secondary?
or maybe not at all. And why is that? Also because the pyramid themselves, not only because they were pointed
Oh
to
my
the stars,
God.
but they were covered, especially the top part of the pyramid was covered with gold.
Really?
So when we think about the solar energy of today, how we are using the solar energy, to heat and to do many things, it's a
Oh
whole
my
energy.
God.
So maybe the ancient Egyptian, okay, used the same energy. Now, if
This is a
we
professional
are
scientist.
willing to think that the ancient civilization were not so primitive, and maybe they knew things that we also are discovering them today. Maybe the history is not history, but goes more in how we call it spiral
right.
history. So maybe this ancient civilization, whether it was the ancient Egyptian or even a prior civilization to the ancient Egyptian, used the solar energy or a different kind of energy that we are not aware of it today. We have to open this question.
Right. All right, we have 20 seconds.
Okay,
Say
wait. Literally, these two women couldn't sound any fucking dumber. Like, neither one of them knows what the fuck they're talking about. And watch what's about to happen. This part's really interesting.
quickly, because the meaning of the word pyramid.
Because the solar energy or a different kind of energy that we are not aware of it today, we have to open this question.
Right. All right, we have 20 seconds. Say quickly, because the meaning of the word pyramid.
Okay, the meaning of the word pyramid in...
So wait. So, if this is a spontaneous interview, how did she know what the other broad was supposed to say? She said, we have 20 seconds. Say the thing with the meaning of the pyramid. And she, oh, yeah. I'm going to say that. I was supposed to say that thing. But watch this part. Ready? You ready? How you can see how it proves everything? Watch.
Ancient Egyptian means the pillar.
The pillar.
Wow. If it's the pillar, when we see the shape of a pyramid, we don't see a pillar. We see a shape of a pyramid. So where is the pillar? So if it was for technology, maybe it was a kind of, if you want, a pillar of light, a pillar of fire, and maybe this is the pillar of fire from the story of Exodus.
Wow. Okay, that'll be...
See, there you go. 5 minutes. She could not go 5 minutes without making it about Jewish. And maybe this is the pillar of fire from the Exodus. You understand, this broad, she gets paid for what? Because she can half-ass talk about fucking Egypt? Did she come across as some sort of super knowledgeable expert and all this other shit? No. But of course, she brings up, last thing, I got 20 seconds. Well, I better make this about us. It's the pillar of fire from Exodus. Yep, that's what the pyramid is. Do you not understand how fucking irritating it is? How they see us? How stupid they see us? You know? Everything about that interview, going back to the Shmuley interview. Like, these are weapons being used against us. Making it sound like, of course he's not anti-Jewish. Of course he's not anti-Semitic. Hey, why are you saying those things as different things? I tell you guys this all the time. You saw it over and over again with that interview. You keep saying that he's saying things that are anti-Jewish and anti-Semitic. Wait, what? Aren't those supposed to be the same thing? See, the reason why they use a different word is because they don't care if you're anti-Jewish. They don't care if you believe in their things or not. They don't want you to believe in their stories. They want you to be a Christian who thinks they are your Christian God's chosen people. The bad guys of the Bible who killed your Jesus and all that. Yet they are your Christian God's chosen people. They like that you fit that narrative. They'd much rather you be a Christian than a Muslim, but be a Christian, a Muslim, or one of them. They don't want you being one of them. And so if Semitism is policy or predisposition favorable to them, is their supremacy, that's what they're that's why they say that. They don't want you to be anti-Jewish or anti their supremacy. That's why it's repeated over and over again. He's not saying anything that's anti-Semitic. He's not saying anything that's anti-Jewish. Okay, well, my own there, those bitters under the pyramids are essentially giant probes for a giant ancient Earth terraforming device, like they talk doing to Mars to create livable atmosphere. Yeah, Mars isn't real. Somewhere throughout history, it was placed on the Earth, beamed energy in the atmosphere, heating the atmosphere to create greenhouse effect, terraform Earth once complete. Why would you care about that? See, the thing about stuff like that is that is 100% beautiful distraction, right? Because it takes you down this path that you can't answer for. At the end of the day, you have to trust what you're being told, and whoever's telling you is going to appeal to you. One of the people telling you one of the narratives is going to appeal to you based on your own preconceived bullshit. If you're super religious, then the idea of that is going to be ridiculous to you. If you're super religious and you say, oh, that's a pyramid of fire from the Egypt. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Like, we go with what we like. We don't have any proof for any of the things we believe. We don't have any reason to believe what we believe. It's what we like. And you like that idea of terraforming. And I bet you like Star Wars and you like, playing space video games and shit like that, because that's just your thing. But at the end of the day, none of that shit matters. It matters, like how we got here and all that stuff matters, but that stuff matters down the road in secondary when we can trust the resources telling us the information. At the point we are now, we can't trust anything we're told, because all they do is fucking lie to us. We see it over and over and over again. So really, if you're going to waste any of your time trying to figure out how things work, trying to figure out the secrets, all that shit, then you're on my team. You just don't realize it. At the end of the day, just like fixing the genocide, just like protecting the children, just like the vaccines, just like the the government voting bullshit, just like the earth-shape argument, any of these things, chemtrails, fluoride in the water, the World's Fairs, Tartaria, all this shit. If we Goyim want the truth to that shit, we Goyim have to unify and overthrow the friars that control the narrative and have told us the lies so far. If you want the truth to what the fucking pyramids are, we gotta overthrow the friars. Because they're in control of all the information. They're in control of the lie. Don't you believe non-Jews can live good lives and find favor with God without converting? Yeah, as long as we follow Noahide laws. And it's not about, they don't want us converting. Okay, so again, what you don't understand is what they believe, and they all believe this. This is a part of their scripture. They might not tell you they believe this, but if they believe, if they're identified as Jewish, then this is part of their belief. And that is, upon the emergence of the Messiah, they will all receive 2,800 Gentile Goyim slaves. And this is part of the brilliance in the way that they present things, right? Like I always tell you, they hide the worst thing behind the really bad thing. So the really bad thing is the idea that all of us are slaves, right? You hear slaves and you go, fucking hey, bondage and shit? Slaves suck. But then your common sense kicks in and you go, wait, Shmuley is going to have 2,800 of me? I don't think so. I think we just beat the shit out of him and take over, right? That sounds like how that would work out. So you end up just dismissing that thing as, just some fairy tale nonsense, blah, blah, blah. But that's because of the way it's presented, hiding the worst thing behind the bad thing. Because the worst thing is what they actually believe. And what they actually believe is that we won't be bondage chattel slaves. We will realize their spiritual superiority over us, and we will be willing slaves. Each one of them will have 2,800 of us as willing slaves. Now that explains how they could, because we're willing. And if you ask me, that's way worse than being chattel slaves. You're just so much better than me, Shmuley. How can I make your life better? And the reality is, that's how the world works right now. Israel is full of people who don't work, who don't, contribute. And yet they live magnificent lives. They have a mansion. They have multiple cars. They travel all over the world whenever they want to. They have all the nicest shit. Because they get their chosen check. And from what I can tell, again, I'm a fool who's just trying to find the information, but it seems like it would probably take about 2,800 of us working, doing whatever, for each one of them to live. And what you don't realize, again, as far as slavery goes, that is incredible. That is beyond your comprehension of what just happened right there. We take it we just take it for granted that you flip the switch and the fucking light turns on. But you don't think about how many people go into that light turning on. First of all, there's everybody that had to manufacture the bulb and all the pieces that go into the bulb. There's the people that had to manufacture the wiring. There's the people that had to manufacture the filament. There's the people that manufacture the bulb. There's the bulb the packaging of the bulb. Then there's the delivery people, and there's the network of distribution, and the store, and the stock people in the store, and then the cashiers of the store, the managers of the store. Then you have to drive to the store. The people that sold you your car, the people that maintenance your car, the people that work at the gas station, all the people in the line to get the gas into the fucking pumps. Because when oil comes out of the ground, it's this crude sludge. And it has to be refined and refined and refined to a certain level to be gas. It refined too much and it becomes something else. Refined not enough and it's like different forms of kerosene and gasoline, and that's how they do that. That light turning on involves hundreds and hundreds of us. All those people that do that stuff, that are part of the drivers and the workers and the fucking guys working in the gas field and all that, their wives, the people the people that manufacture the clothes that they wear. All the food that all those people eat has to come from other people who also have to have clothes, who have to have a house, who have to have all these little pieces. It takes all 2,800 of us just existing for one of them to live their lives. It puts it all into perspective. It's you on a podcast. I agree. It took me 5 minutes to get back to this channel. I wouldn't say that I'm trying to sell anything. I think a lot of people lose their imagination like they praise kids are having. If you don't question, ponder your imagination, you follow the crowd. And stuff. Right, but you have to understand that, again, what you're doing essentially becomes a waste of you, a waste of your energy, a waste of your essence. You're putting your energy into something that is a lie. You're arguing with other people over a lie, over a manipulation. Anything that talks about fucking Mars and terraforming and planets and aliens and all that shit, look, I don't have enough proof for that for me to believe it. From what I can tell, the flat Earth, for the lack of a better term, argument is the stronger one. The balls flying through space thing is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. When you actually stop believing it, you then look at it and go, that is a fucking dumb story. Wait, so gravity makes big rocks in a vacuum revolve around each other, but then it makes us and everything else stick to one of the big rocks. As it's spinning so fast, it should be throwing us off. Do you understand that sticking to something and revolving around something are two completely different forces? How can they both be the same thing? I'm a fucking idiot, right? Whatever. All you got to do is tell me what I'm wrong about. You can laugh, you can get upset, you can do all those things. You think this thing, why you do that? I'm going to come to your feed where you have 5 people watching and 5 likes, because that makes sense, right? 5 and 5 makes sense. That's how shit works. 2,700 subscribers, 5 and 5, gotcha. I'm going to come here and I'm going to tell you not to think the way you do. Why not? Well, I'm not going to give you a reason. I'm just going to tell you not to do it. Just like all the other dumb stories, all of them. Yeah. It's fucked up. Like, isn't it weird how we're becoming nihilists in the grand scheme of things? You know how fucked up it is? My wife is really like a spiritual type of a person. She has lots of rocks and crystals, and she's very connected to things, and she, lots of things that you guys would be surprised about. And star charts and zodiacs and all these other things. The problem is, she's married to me. And unfortunately, I can't just give it a pass because she likes it. I'd love to. I'd love to be able to do that. And I do think there is, I do think there's way more to rocks and positions and things like that than there is anything to do with Jesus, religion, anything like that. However, at the same time, they're basically the same sort of thing. You know, an infallible someone created the thing that you believe in without any sort of explanation as to how, and you just believe it because there are consequences if you don't. Right? I was like her too. I know. You and her would get along famously. Mary. You guys look like you could be related. Like you're here. You're connected to me. There's something about this person that attracted you in some way. Or at least it used to. Give it 20 years, maybe you'll hate me too, Mary. But again, as soon as you start asking yourself, well, like who? So am I to believe that some peasants were like laying in a field one day and they're like, all right, let's map this shit. All right, you see that star right there? Which? That one. Which? That one. Which one? That one? No. Wait, that one? No, that. Okay. So you see that one that kind of looks like a big scoop? Let's base it off that. We can both agree that one looks like a big scoop, and then we'll just go. Okay, so go over like this much. Okay, you go over this much from right here. Not here this much. That's different. Or here. That's different. Here this much, and you see that star? Okay, that star, and then the one above it, and then the one over there, and then this one, this one, this one. Okay, right? That's a guy with a belt on, and he's got a club, and he's holding a lion that he's about to club with the fucking. And then over there and there, those are his two dogs. Yeah. Okay, now watch out for the big fucking. There's a big crab right there. You see that big crab? It's this. And then if you look at what there actually are, how the fuck do you get a crab out of that? How the fuck do you get a Leo out of that? A lion and shit? What the fuck are you talking about? Where did all that shit come from? How did they decide that? Who decided that when Mercury's in retrograde, that means a person who's born in this month at this time in this year with this sign is going to be affected by this and this way and yada yada, but the same person born 2 years later, well, they're going to be affected in this way. And then the person who figured all that shit out? And how did they get it to go all around the world? Do you not get like how manufactured that kind of sounds? It's frustrating, I know, and like I say, I think at the end of the day, my wife ends up sort of doing it for the fun of it and the community of it. But I think I've kind of ruined it a little bit. I've watched her talk to one of her friends about it, and even though when she talks to me, she's Angela, but when she talks to one of her friends, she becomes Guy. And she says the same kind of things, like, well, we kind of don't know where it came from. It's kind of weird, but, the reality is we don't know any of this shit is true. It's a huge business, like the amount of money that my wife says I want to go get crepes, and I'm like, fuck, because we're not just going to get crepes. We're going to the store where they sell rocks, and she'll spend so much money at the rock store that I just got to walk away. When it comes down to the cashier time, I just walk away. I don't need to know how much money is being spent on some fucking rocks. And anytime I'm like, well, why don't you do like, why don't you get us a lottery fucking spell or some shit like that? Well, that's not how it works. Me winning the lottery would be the greatest thing to happen for the fucking world. I would spend the money to do everything I could to expose the pedophile problem and save, hopefully, millions and millions of children. Are we saying that the energy, the thing, the God, the whatever you want to call it, doesn't want to help me do that? What the fuck? Thank you, LOL. What for? Yes, it is fun. It feels good to belong to something. Of course, we're humans. We always want to belong to something. That's why we do this. That's why I do this and you come here to watch. Because outside of this, we don't feel like we belong to anything. Right? At this point, I can't go to a party and have a good time. Because at some point, somebody's going to start, for some reason, they're always going to talk to me about it too. And, you know, it's going to just open it. You're going to pull the cord, and I'm going to start talking about Jews, and everybody's going to be upset. But I can't sit there. Yeah, well, God bless that man. Can you believe that? God must have been looking out for blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't want to hear it. Shut up. And the world is just against me, and for, if they don't like me for who I am, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. Just shut up. Just shut up. Buy a house, not a trailer. Yup. Me and my 2-story trailer. I got one of those deluxe models. 2-story. Yep, that's what it means. This is the so. Soon as I start talking about pedophilia, again, somebody comes in and starts talking goofy shit. Doesn't say, yeah, you're right, we need to kill the pedophiles, but, I gotta talk shit to you because I have a tiny dick and I got nothing else going on. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I assume it's that. But this is how it works, man. It's a really fucking strange situation to be a part of. And of course, let's see. Joined 1 year ago, has 5 subscribers. Whoa, you're doing well. Always someone like this. Always. Right? It's always. But we shouldn't think anything of it, right? Never mind that their IP address will say Tel Aviv or Brooklyn or something like that. You're not going to be happy. Boy. At the same time, like as much as my wife is into spiritual rocks and shit, like we were talking about some shit earlier, and my wife is dealing with medical situation at the moment, and today I'm like, well, did you look up the oils to use on it? And she was like, no. The oil lady, whenever it comes to herself, she always forgets to look it up. But we were talking about how in this house, when something goes wrong, we don't think about, like, what is the chemical that we can use for it. Oh, we think about it as like, what's the oil we can use? What's the natural thing we can use? And in our society, the average person, for some reason, will get all weird and angry and, shitty that you're like, I use oils instead of medicines, instead of synthetic medicine.
My aunt today, they took my uncle.
Wait, Nate, how do you like your dude's hair to look? Do you like when dudes have short hair? When what a dude says matters because you enjoy the way they look. What do you like when they have like a clean shaven face and short hair? Is that how you like your dudes to look, Nate? I'm sorry, go on.
My aunt and uncle both went to the hospital today to get epidurals for various back problems. And it worked for my aunt, but it didn't work for my uncle. And he's miserable. He's in a lot of pain. And so I said to her, you know, there's a technique with 10 different oils that we could do would probably alleviate a lot of his pain, especially considering he just had that epidural, which just flared everything up and made it worse for him. Well, I'll have to talk to him. I would totally be for it, but you know how stubborn he is. Like, what's there to be stubborn about? You're willing to go fucking get a needle put in your spine.
What's there to lose?
Right. Well, she did say that. She goes, I don't see how he has anything to lose, but you know him. And I just thought it was so dumb.
She has too much trouble to take care of your wife. She is too much trouble to take care of your wife.
I don't understand what it means.
How can he appease your physical needs? What oil for the back? You got to talk to Ange about those. There's a list.
A technique called the aroma touch technique, and it's fantastic. It works for a lot, especially autoimmune stuff.
But you know, you're also not allowed to say that. You can't say it. Oils do things. Man, like I said, I would just love it if I could get Shmuley on here, or I could David Pacman, or Shapiro Steam. Oh God, David Pacman. They'll ban them soon. I don't think so. It's such a it's so much bigger. It's such a $1 billion industry. You don't realize it because the pharmaceutical lobby is just so powerful. It's shocking. Why anybody would trust the pharmaceutical lobby after COVID? I mean, it's all coming out now. Sounds like the Friars are out. What's up, Jim? Been a while. They always are. Nothing else to do in their fantastic lives. 0.183% of the world population, and they're here Friday night, here begging for attention. Mad because I think we should kill pedos. You realize you have no credibility. Once you said the trailer thing, like, you show that you're so willing to be stupid and you know, you want to be a part of the conversation so bad, but you have nothing to contribute. So you're willing to make up dumb shit just to get attention. That means nothing you say has any credibility. You've proven that you're not to be trusted, even in the dumbest, nobody asked you to say that. There was no prompting for that. You decided to volunteer some false information. Easily disputed false information. You have no credibility. You're done. 10 viewers, 5 likes, 2,700 subscribers. Totally makes sense. I'm smarter than THEN you think, ass. Clearly.
And there's your sign.
Seriously, dude. Do you understand? You're probably too stupid to understand it. Like, it's like delicious how stupid you are. Of all the things you could say, you typed, 6 words and got one wrong. While telling me how stupid I am. Are you going to say YOUR dumb as hell too? You going to try that one next? So now, you've just shown in the last few minutes you have 0 credibility and you're dumb as fuck. Why should anybody take you seriously from this point on? What do you bring to the conversation? That inbred friar mentality. I appreciate you being here, no doubt. You provide a great example for something that most people wouldn't believe unless they saw it themselves. So I really do appreciate that part of it. But I just, from your perspective, where do you stand right now? Yeah, it's always Israelis. When it's not wins, shit like that is difficult for you. You gonna tell me next that I'm schizophrenic?
I think you should take your meds.
Oh shit. Take your meds, take your meds, take your meds. Yeah, take your meds. You have a psychosis, a pathological disorder, and an irrational phobia. You don't believe in our supremacy. Man, you sure shut up. You gonna come back with something really good here? Come on, we're waiting for it. Waiting for the next gem of wisdom from our Israeli counterparts. Even though, again, we already know that you're willing to lie, so really nothing you can say is to be trusted. Uh-oh, now he's mad. He's using capital letters.
You shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Give your old bat to take medicine. He actually, for bat, he found the emoji. He actually had to go through and like, where's that
Bat's not
bat?
an easy one to find.
Right.
I speak from experience.
She is old. He just.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn. Why don't you do something about that?
I'm gonna go cry.
No, like seriously, just change it. Being your age, you can change, right?
Yeah.
Right. That'd be like me making fun of your micro penis, right? That's not fair. Give your old bat to take her medicine. Uh-oh. The English is breaking down. The Hebrew's coming through. And again, it's in capital letters because he's mad. I'm yelling at you. I'll pay anyone $200 for a friar to talk about Mishnah and metzitzia pay. Fuck that. Give me $200. Fuck them. Don't pay them money for anything. They already get more than enough of your money. If you got $200 to spend on that, send it my way. She is gorgeous. For being an old lady, she's fucking great. You should see her naked. Fuck this trashy trailer park trash. This This is a Holocaust.
You know what that
This reminds me of Auschwitz. My pussy hurts. Oh, it's nasty. This is trashy and nasty. I'll give it to you. We just need one to step up. Yeah, well, definitely not willing to pay one of them. Fucking anything. I'll let you be on my feed. I'll let you make yourselves not look like fucking pedophile monsters. That's your payment. You can come on here and explain these things in a decent way, then we'll stop calling you pedophile monsters. How's that? That's better than $200. I mean, not to you, I'm sure, but... Fuck them. Anybody wants to send some money my way, you're more than welcome to. I think you should. I provide you with way more than enough for you to just continue taking for free.
Honestly, way more of an education than college courses that you do pay very good money for.
And it's good, it's entertaining, it's fun, and your contribution is appreciated. Unlike college, where you're just supposed to shut the fuck up and regurgitate the friar nonsense. I think he's on food stamps. Nope, not Jewish. Not Jewish with 10 children living on food stamps, sorry. He needs to work and get off the food stamps. You guys, like, is there any question that this is a fryer at this point?
Shouldn't be.
And the thing is, instead of, being like, I am the proud friar and we're blah, they're still like hiding, pretending they're not who they are. Besides, I need to give you to take your medicine. Give to your old bat. Take your medicine.
Old bat.
Old bat, take your medicine.
I can't believe he said that about me. Oh
Sweetheart, no, sweetheart, it's okay. Put the knife down. Sweetheart, put the knife down. It's okay.
Oh my god.
Dude, you guys don't even understand. She's gonna be fucked up for days now.
Oh, for days.
She's gonna be one man. And be like, sweetheart, do you want to get something to eat? He said I was old. He called me a bat. Yeah. Oh, bat.
Oh my god, this shit is so stupid. Seriously.
May the false Lord have mercy. Nate, you're not even a good troll. This is lowball shit. Right. Take it from a troll. The other trolls are calling you out now. But see, I wonder, do they get points just for the acknowledgement? Or do they actually have to, like, maybe the points come from the acknowledgement, but the badges come from some sort of success? I don't know. We don't know. Mary tried to get in, but they wouldn't let her. Take it easy, brother. Have a good night, Jim. Take her to the morgue. She's still talking. They'll give her back.
No, sir.
Sir.
You don't take one, so they're still breathing and speaking.
It just made me think of the Monty Python thing.
Idiot.
I'm still here. Almost. He's almost dead. Bring out your dead. Zuck says, I troll everyone, Nate, and you're trash. Hey, bro. Saw you reaming out your son this morning. Yeah, that's what I have. Reamed him out. He was crying. We got in a big old fist fight. Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, was that when the cops came here?
Mm-hmm. Actually arrested the kid. Talk about another man's wife like that. You're not a man. Of course not. This is a micro penis. They practice female genital mutilation over there. It's just not talked about. It's disguised under the binding of Isaac ritual. But to compensate for the micro penis, they do the genital mutilation so that they can say things like, well, she wouldn't get off anyway, so I don't really care about her satisfaction, because that's why, again, you see it in all those reports and those pictures of the Israeli soldiers finding the lingerie of the Palestinians and like putting it on and taking pictures and all that, acting like it was something they just never saw before or had an understanding of, acting like little kids, because to them it's hilarious. Like, why would the woman need to feel sexy? Like, why would she? Who cares what she's you get her at 3 years old, you can just train her into however you want. Who fucking cares? And it's all, the micro penis has a lot to do with it. That's why they're so big on, in the Mishnah Nada part, it talks about how, it doesn't condemn anything in Mishnah Nada 5:4. The only thing that gets condemned is if so one of them has intercourse with somebody else's property, right? That's once somebody's already violated that girl, she's now his. You're not allowed to violate her because now she has something to compare. She doesn't. You might have a few millimeters on the other guy. So he doesn't want that. But so much has to do with that micro penis. It's pretty sad. Thing is, you control it, still be real. But when you're a blatant restarted. Is he sure she's still alive? Hang on a sec.
Are you really that fucking stupid?
I think so. The talking and moving thing usually, and then the fart. Usually that doesn't come with a dead person. You know, don't even know how to spell. She is old, he says again. Same exact, she is and then old in capital.
You're killing me.
Right. Well, he reset. He ran out of shit to say, so he had to reset.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, if he was smart, he would actually put the emphasis on a different part. He would say, she, big letters, is old. Is would be the thing. Well, she is old. That would be the thing. Yes, What part are you talking about, Jane? What's happening, by the way? Oh, micros being yeah. I mean, we all know, like, it's not a fucking mystery that the tiny pecker affects a lot of things. Ask any woman. The dudes that they've been with that had the biggest junk were the ones that were the most tolerant. The ones that didn't give a shit about gays, didn't give a shit about black, weren't racist, weren't very sexist. Guys that had the bigger stuff weren't affected by that. It was the guys with the little tiny shits that always had the biggest problems with everybody. And that's commonplace. And we're talking about dudes with, just small dicks. Imagine what it's like. Like, you don't understand. It's like, take your pinky and then that first digit. That's what it looks like. There's that little bitty schwanzer hanging out.
People don't realize.
But it's matted in hair. It's lost in the hair. Crusty, nasty, unshowered hair. What?
It's very tiny.
Yeah, the micro penis, it's not an exaggeration to call it that. Well, they call me fugly the other night. Yeah, they know that females are more sensitive to that kind of shit. You guys notice, have you ever seen another feed where they fail so hard at attacking the host that they start attacking the other people? Like, that's how bad it
They have
is.
a room full of people laughing at them?
Right. Guys, right, with my experience at least, is married. Yeah, I know. Guys with the bigger dicks are just better dudes.
Not always. They're a lot more secure with their place in this world.
Right. I mean, again, you throw enough shit on the wall, some of it's gonna stick. So,
Oh my god.
But yes, I know. Yeah. But the security, they don't worry about those kinds of things. They're not insecure about the gay guy. They're not, they just don't care as much. They can be assholes first. They can be assholes in a different way. It's a completely different kind of, slay the beast kind of way. But our entire perspective on relationships, on our place in society, on who we should be as men, as women, this is all their shit. They did this to us. Our parents grew up fucking watching greaser movies and shit like that. Greaser movies and westerns, and men don't cry and men are they fight over everything, and the greasers, like my favorite one is Bowser from Sha-Na-Na. Literally a big dumb Jewish guy portraying I guess he, like, the whole Italian stereotype, like, everything Italian is their creation, and it kind of sucks, but it's like real Italians hate the whole mafia bullshit because it's not real Italians. That's a creation. That's a Hollywood, government creation in order to protect them. The most ruthless, brutal gang in all of like that whole gangster time was the Purple Gang, the Jewish gang out of Detroit. They ran the liquor. And the reason why they were that way is because they had no respect for life. There weren't the rules that everybody else was like, well, you can't just go kill people like that. They didn't care. Killing Goyim was no big deal to them. It's all a fabrication of what influences your mind. Do I still tell folks to watch Hollywoodism? Of course. It's in the description of every video. Go watch Hollywoodism. I tell you to do it at the end of every video. Go watch Hollywoodism. It's the most important film ever made. 8 viewers, 9 likes. Wait for the apex. There is no apex. It's just one long conversation. I just have different shirts on every day. It's literally it. It's the same conversation. Because the same thing is always affecting things. We're not fixing the problem. Everything else is just distraction bullshit. Left and right, distraction. And it sucks because once you start seeing it, like Mary's experiencing this. I don't even, it's like I don't get any like joy out of doing it. It bugs the shit out of me. I want those people to be real and true. But I also think it's really important that influencers don't have hidden agendas, aren't secretly working for the system. When you have guys like LJ consistently talking about God and Jesus and how he believes in that shit, the Christian Jesus God fucking fairy tale, that's like one of the worst things. That's why Israel and that all of it, like, if it weren't for the Bible, there wouldn't be any talk of Israel. We wouldn't accept any of it. It's promised you by God in the Bible. Shut the fuck up. Nobody would accept that shit. But because they've made you all the secondary fucking Christian religion that worships them, what do you think is gonna happen? I don't watch movies and I genuinely liked it. I watched it around last year when I found you. You should watch it again. You don't see it all till the second, third, fucking fourth time. It's painful, but it's the most important to me. Yeah, and it's even the harder one is the Israel Hayom Bottom of Darkness article. That's the most important article ever written. You gotta watch it or you gotta read it. And I've read it to you many times. You can go find feeds where I've read it, but and actually me reading it to you is somebody that's read it enough times that they see a lot of the stuff that you're not going to pick up the first few times. I didn't. So why would you? Not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying I'm way more into this than most people. So, for me to miss out, really one of the most important aspects of that entire piece, I didn't figure out till my 5th time reading it or so. The idea that you have the doctors at the end of it talking about, we have an existential need to deny what these victims are saying to us. And then we have this crisis of a choice that we have to decide whether we're going to believe all these fucking countless victims who all tell us the same stories about the same people, same. Which in turn, exposes the fact that the cult that you believe in is inherently flawed and inherently pedophilic, and like they're not misreading it. They're not misinterpreting it. They're doing what it says. And you know, you how do you continue to be a friar when you realize that that's what your shit's all about? Instead, you have this existential need to deny it. Existential. That means critical. That's your existence as an identity is based on this thing, and you have an existential need to deny it. It's fucking crazy. I've read it 7 times and I will still read it. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And as always, as soon as I start talking about it, we have some funny guy who starts posting pizza slices because that's what normal people do. Right? You had no idea that that thing happens to be a universal sign for child predators, child predation. And nobody brought it up. But as we're talking about children being raped, you decide to post that. I don't out you, you do. Can you read my last comment? Guys, beautiful women. Guy doesn't mess with ugly. Oh, yes, I have. Yeah, no, I've hit the bottom of the barrel several times. They were beautiful for other reasons, but yes. Can't even say fuck you, or F you, he says. Matt's getting censored like a motherfucker. Yeah, no, I don't ever want to be like, talk shit about them or anything. They were good enough for the time, so camp couldn't have been that. But yeah, I've had a few that weren't champions by societal standards. That's for sure. You know, no Manolis or anything, but
Oh my god.
but none were Manoli rich. So what can I say? Wrong comment. No, that's the last comment I can see of yours. Because I didn't say anything worth substance. Mary got the boot again. Happy Cat's here. I gotta go. I got Smash to play. I shouldn't have even come live. I'm addicted to it. So you guys have yourselves a wonderful night. I appreciate everybody being here. Go get your free download. Go check out all the links in the description. It's
The old bath and medicine.
yeah, I gotta get the old batter medicine. Have yourself a great night. And you pedophiles, kill yourself.